Welcome back everyone, my name's Hobbyman Pete and this is Hobby News, the channel where we give you all the quick info you would need to pick up a new hobby. Tonight's top story, meditation. When talking about this one, we're going to be switching things up a bit and going over only two key points, those being how to get started and two, my personal thoughts. The reason we're not going to be doing the budget for this one is because I'm going to let you know right now it's completely free and it's always going to be free. So there's no real change in that. And I'm going to switch things up a bit and not talk about the potential for growth, as this is something that you can do every day and there's not really changes into it. So we're going to focus more so on how to get started into meditating if you're interested and what are my personal thoughts and opinions on it. So without further ado, let's take a deep breath and start focusing. Now before we dive right on into it, I would like to ask everyone to do one thing with me, and that's to take a very deep breath. Are you ready? Alright. Did you like that? If you did, then guess what? You've already got a knack for meditation. If you did it and you found yourself not wanting to do it or thinking it was a waste of time, well then I'm sorry to say, but definitely got some patience issues, but don't worry because I have them too. So I completely understand, and I'm here to tell you that if you work on meditation, you can definitely increase your patience with not just this, but with all hobbies and with all people. So if you need a little more patience with some people that you either work with or live with, this might be the video for you, so stick along. So now let's really get talking about how to get started. Now the first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to getting started is clarifying something very important. You do not have to sit in a very specific position. I know everyone has always seen the classic meditation pose like this or this, but what's important to note is that meditation isn't about disciplining your body and sitting a specific way, but it's rather about being able to sit back, sit down, and clear your mind of all distractions so that you only focus on your inner peace and being relaxed. Which is why my first recommendation is making sure that whenever you decide that you're going to try meditation, focus on just finding a position that you're most comfortable sitting in. That way you can feel relaxed, you'll be able to clear your mind better instead of focusing on how uncomfortable it is to sit in a certain way. Always just first and foremost focus on your comfort, because without comfort you can't really be at peace. In fact, when it comes to the comfort of meditation, you don't even necessarily need to sit down, but rather you can actually lie down either on your back or your front. Usually back is a bit more comfortable, but again, to each their own. The important thing to remember is that you're supposed to be disconnecting from the world, so make sure that wherever you're going to be sitting and that you're comfortable with, make sure that there aren't any distractions around you, anything to touch, anything to grab, or anything to look at. You want to make sure that you're at peace and you're going to be focusing, maybe you're closing your eyes and making sure that you focus on the actual act of meditation. Because remember, the key thing to remember, the key thing to keep in mind is that meditation isn't just about sitting in silence and doing nothing, but it's about focusing on yourself and making sure that you aren't thinking about other things or getting distracted and being forgetful about stuff. It's just making sure that you are just sitting, you're at peace, you're thinking about nothing, you're just kind of relaxing yourself into a void, so to speak. Because again, the whole point is to test your limits, test your patience, and making sure you are relaxed to de-stress yourself. Another key helpful hint is to try listening to music. However, when it comes to music, I recommend that you listen to non-lyrical music. You want to make sure you're listening to purely orchestral, background noises, or even, sound effects, because you want to make sure that you are focusing on yourself and not the lyrics of some song so that you don't get distracted. Once you've gotten yourself into the most comfortable position and whether or not you're playing music, the next thing to really decide is how much time you're going to allot yourself for the meditation. If this is your first time ever meditating, then you may want to start with a small increment of time, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Again, this is 5 to 10 minutes of pure relaxation where you're focusing on your inner mind, not 5 minutes from where you're deciding to, set up your area, where you're choosing to sit, scrolling through your playlist, everything. You want 5 to 10 minutes of pure nothingness, basically. While meditation seems like it's one of the easiest hobbies to do, in fact, in today's world especially, it's actually one of the hardest. Being in today's world in the 21st century with so many distractions from technology such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and of course even YouTube, finding the time to just sit back and do absolutely nothing except breathing and relaxing can be very stressful for a lot of people. When you've ever tried to let go of your worldly attachments, then it can be very difficult, which is why I definitely recommend you do it, because you'll be able to see how much stronger your patience will grow after you've tried. Now that we've discussed what I think are the most important steps to getting started with meditation, it's time I let you know my true personal opinion on the matter of meditation and whether or not I support it myself. So right off the bat, what do I think about meditation? I absolutely love it. And not only do I love it, but it was something that was incredibly helpful and beneficial to me, especially when I was younger. Back in the day, I had some very troubling issues, and I once ran into a situation where somebody, did something against me that infuriated me. I was full of rage and anger, and all I wanted to do was to get in a fight and beat this person up for what they did to me. However, before I did that, I decided to just kind of go home, and I put on some music, and I eventually, through whatever random playlist, it got to some orchestral music, and I just sat down and started breathing, because again, everyone always tells you when you gotta relax, you just have to breathe. And I know when you're angry, what's the most infuriating thing to ever hear? Just breathe. But eventually, when you do it and you tell yourself to do it instead of someone else telling you, it actually can be quite relaxing. So I decided to just sit back, I put on some music, and I just started breathing. And before long, I realized I just kind of was letting it go. And while I'm not here to talk about, what to do with your anger, I'm more so just saying that in just sitting back and breathing and kind of relaxing myself and trying not to think about it. I wasn't thinking about it in a way of like, oh, I need to forgive this person. It was more so just, I'm just trying to forget what happened today. I'm just trying to move past it. And without even realizing it, I was actually meditating. And I continued to do this for every day since that moment, because I just felt relaxed. And again, I didn't even think of it as meditating. It wasn't until probably a few years later that I realized, wait a minute, I'm actually meditating. Because I always thought meditating was just about sitting in that position, with your legs crossed, your arms up, and doing whatever chant that you need to do. But in reality, that's not it. The true core and value of meditation lies in just being able to relax yourself and disconnect from everything to find your inner peace. So again, I did this with everything, and not just when I was angry, it started off with nothing but when I was angry, but it was all types of anger. It was severe issues with bullies to simple rage from video games or a bad test score. It didn't matter, but I had ingrained in myself that no matter what happened, every time I got angry, I decided to meditate. And again, from there on, it decided to go into anything. So if I was angry, I meditated. If I was impatient, I tried meditating. If I was, stuck on a decision I had to make, I decided to meditate, and I realized that meditating not only was super relaxing for me and helpful towards me, but it allowed me to strengthen my patience with not just all sorts of people and everybody I met, but more importantly, myself. I was able to have patience with my decisions, patience with what I was doing, what task, what work. No matter what aspect of life I had to do, I knew that meditation helped me resolve through it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still human, and I'm only human. So I'm still going to be angry, I'm still going to get jealous and every emotion under the sun. And I'm not saying doing meditation is going to just make you the perfect person, that you're going to be calm in every situation, that you're never going to be angry again. That's not what meditation is, at least in my eyes. Meditation just simply helped enhance my strength of patience, enhanced my strengths with understanding, and also making me realize that with time, most things that I did get angry or jealous about will fade out. It's not about trying to forgive and forget, it's just kind of letting it happen, going through the motion of it, and just letting it ease out of you over time. And it's for this reason, among many, that I definitely recommend giving meditation a try, no matter who you are, whether you're super patient or impatient, whether you have severe anger issues or you're already super at peace with yourself. Meditation can help anyone and everyone. So I definitely recommend giving it a try, and you'll see how relaxed you can be. And that's all we have time for today here at Hobby News. I hope you were able to learn something new, and just maybe you're ready to take deep breaths and relax yourself. Be sure to subscribe to see what hobby we cover next. And when it comes to hobbies, write down in the comments below, what do you do? And as always, I'll see you next time.